to build or to provide edit options to the employee records, guys. Especially to your section data model, you have to look back at your element permissions section, guys. So if you look at the element permissions, just understand one of this row, guys. It makes, so once you understand this row, right, it is pretty easy to go ahead and customize the things. You see right now the element permissions, you see everything has been marked as read, which means that there is no write option, or I mean to say there is no edit option available. Oh, everything is marked as read only. You see, if you take this particular section, how you are going to understand this particular row is, it's a read permission, and description you can forget, guys. And this role type is little bit important, guys. You can see the role type. Who will be able to read this information? The moment you mark it as star, right, all the roles of your organization, whether it is employee, employee manager, employees, manager, HR, everyone will be able to read the corresponding employee information. Let's say I am an employee. Let's say you are my manager. The moment I mark the star, right, you will be able to see my information, and the permission associated is read. So you will be able to read my information. And what field that you will be able to read is like whatever the fields that you are going to configure here, whatever the field that you are going to keep here under the standard element reference, under this particular row, the entire all these fields we will be able to see. Even though it is my personal profile or my profile, everyone in my organization will be able to look at my information because the administrator has kept a star under the role name and for the read access. So that is how you have to understand, guys. Forget about all these things. They're just replica of whatever you see the first 4 columns here. But if you see here, this is how you have to understand. It's a read permission, and it has been provided to all the roles of your organization. And what fields are provided to the read option is like, these are the fields provided to the read option to everyone in the organization. And you can see here, this is star for everyone. And when you look at the second row, you can see here, it is marked as for employee. So the moment you kept a star for everyone, it doesn't make sense you to have additional rows, guys, because you already gave read access to everyone. Again, you are defining read access to employee, read access to employees, manager, and again there is one more read access to employees, manager. It doesn't make any sense. You can, if you are interested, you can go ahead and delete these things, or you can keep them as it is, and you can use them to change that particular section into your read section, guys. You can do it in either fashion. Let's say if you want to mark it as a edit section, you can see, just mark it as edit section, guys.
And how many codes are there, like the EM plus? Is there any like a set of codes?
Yeah. E is nothing but employee. EM is employees manager. EM plus is employees manager, and EM plus is employees manager. And you have HR.
3 levels.
Yeah, EH is called as employees HR representative. Let's say I marked one section as edit, and let me save these things and we'll load it, which means that you can see I kept a edit permissions to the employee and to what fields, like all the fields whatever that has been marked here. Let's see, guys, how the system is going to behave. Then we'll modify as per our requirement.
Raghu, I need to ask you a question. How did you know that you were going to do it in row 2 and not row 1? Was that defined, that is being defined by the client? Are they telling you that, okay, for employees you need to have the edit option on, and for employee managers you only want the read option on? How do you know that which type to and which row do you want to put the edit option in?
That is your client, that is your customer, right? Your customer will tell whether the employee should edit their information, or their manager can edit their information, or their HR representative can edit their information. That comes from your client.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So this is good. Let me go ahead and import that into the provisioning system.
But are we able to edit that fields also? Like
Yes,
the
yes.
third column, you're showing the fields, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's not edit, guys. It's right. 1 second, guys. Go to the element permissions. You are asking something, Ray? Sorry.
No, that standard role, like that's where you're showing, right?
Yeah.
Between row 2 and row 1 and 2, you're able to like that delete fields, edit fields there, like username, first name, last name, anything
Yeah.
we can do, or that is fixed?
No, all these things. Whatever the field that you're going to mark here, right? Say, let's say, let me do one thing. I don't want to keep all these things on the right section. I want to allow only few fields to be editable by user. Let's say I don't want to edit. Let's say, I'll tell you anyhow, this is going to be an exercise. So which field we made as zip code is mandatory, right? We want to make it as a zip code as a mandatory. So, I'll show you the difference. You see under the right section, right now you made only 2 fields available. So you have a right section and the right section is granted to employees and only 2 fields are exposed here. Let me load this into the system and I'll show you the difference. Okay. So I'm just saving this, guys, and 1 second, guys. Let me make sure that whether zip code is made as a required field or not. Let me make zip code as a required. I'm just cross checking, guys, whether I saved it properly or not. Yes, zip code is made as mandatory, required set to true. And if I go to element permissions, my right section is there for employees for these 2 fields, email and zip code. So I'm good. Let me go ahead and import that into this provisioning system here.
Prabhu, you also made hire date mandatory.
Yes. But a higher date I removed it from the edit section, guys. Don't mind about that. But let me go ahead and keep that so that we can see both the things. 1 second, guys. Just forgive me. Higher date. Okay. Select this section, this element, and go to the right section, guys. This is your right section. You just need to add one more field, higher date. And when you go to the table view, right, you can see here your higher date is coming here. And let me save these changes, guys. And again, I'm going to import that into the browsing system. One second, let something went wrong here. So right section, higher date. We need to know the higher date. Okay. Okay. Because the hide date, whatever we kept over there, right? You can see the D is not, we haven't mentioned D as uppercase. But system is expecting higher date where D is supposed to be uppercase. That is the reason you see the error message being displayed on the screen. While you are importing that into the system, right? It is being displayed there. So once that is done, so how you are going to verify? Like again, you have to log out from your system, guys. I mean to say from your instance.
Raghu, Shiva.
Yeah, Shiva, yeah.
When you make the D as a lowercase, why didn't the DTD file was not showing up?
No, might be it is showing. I ignored that, Shiva. I didn't check that. Yeah, because I usually don't look at. I don't even use DTD file, Shiva. Anyhow, like you are while you're importing that into the system, right? It will show you the errors. If at all there are any errors, it will show you on the screen itself, right? That is the reason. Like when you start using the system, right? You don't give much importance or priority to including your DTD file, because you know that if something goes wrong, yes, system is going to throw an error at on the processing system screen, right? That is the reason like people will ignore the DTD file. Just for your sake, like if someone will ask you, right, whether you have used the DTD file or not, you should be in a position to answer that particular question. Let me go
Okay,
here.
got it. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Raghu?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you notice one thing? Higher date have a maximum length column missing. Everything have maximum length like 128 character, but there was no length for the higher date. Could you please check that?
Yeah, one second. Yeah, I'll check that, guys. And coming, yeah, I'll check that first name. Give me a second. And you see here, the moment we kept the right section in your element permissions in the section data model, you see the employee is able to edit the information. And what fields he will be able to edit the information? Yeah. And Tasnim, to your question, right now you might have understand why there is no maximum field length over there for higher date.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Elijah, you are correct. And you can see, guys, if you just remember or notice, we expose only 3 fields under to the right section. One is your email, one is the postal code, another is the hire date. So that is the reason only these 3 fields we are able to edit those 3 fields, and rest of all those fields you are not able to edit. You have edit option. Yes, we clicked on the edit option. Even then we are not able to edit these fields. So that is how you are going to control the security based on the roles, guys. Here, especially with your section data model or the data model, you are going to control the security or the field access using this roles option in your data model itself, guys. And let's say if you are trying to save the section data model, let's say this thing is like enter your postcode, and without updating the hire date, if you want to save your data, you will not be able to do that. And you can see here there is the system is not allowing you to save because your hire date is not populated. The moment you are going to populate the hire date, you will be able to save the information. So that is how you are going to, let's say whenever you have an option, whenever you have a further requirement where your client says that yes, go ahead and open all these fields, like say starting from your title, job code, business phone, all these things should be editable by employee. How you are going to open that is like you are going to push the other fields under to the right section, to the employee section, guys, under the element permissions. Again, under the row that has been assigned to the employee. I mean to say here, guys, let me show you rather than just talking. You can see under these things, go ahead and push additional fields here. So how we are going to push additional fields, like you will not be able to do that. You can see here, you will not be able to do like this. It is going to be very cumbersome. You don't understand, guys, what you are trying to do here. So the best thing is like go to your source code, guys. Go to your source code, and you can see here, these are your fields under the right section. You can see here how you are going to understand this thing is like the same section whatever we kept under the table view. The right section, let me show you this right section. Select this right section and go to the source code, guys. You can see here you are under the right section. So this is what it is there in the table view, guys. You see nothing is there, guys. What is the section? What is the permission that you are trying to define here? You are trying to define a write permission And description, you just ignore it, guys. You don't need to bother about that. To which role? E is nothing but employee, as I told to you. And what fields you are trying to expose here. That's it. So if you understand these things, right, you are done with respect to adding few more fields. Let's say if you are interested in adding few more fields, copy them from any other section, guys. Let's say if you are interested in adding department, division, gender. Let's say you are interested in adding all these fields. That's it. You go ahead and add that, and email is missing, guys. 1 second.